Yo, BJ with StreamFit here. Got a question from Ann Schuler, who competes in the hard charge and adventure race obstacle course type setup. She needs help getting up over the walls. Now, nothing can match actually competing and training and practicing the actual obstacles you're going to be doing. So, trying to find an obstacle course that mimics the height of the wall, the type of consistency of the wall, the texture, you know, those types of things are going to be the best way to do it. Now, here's how I would best approach it in a gym or an at-home setting. First, you want to start with some basic step up and straight bar work pulling patterns. So on the step up, obviously these are movements that involve both stepping up, climbing up with the legs, and pulling. So we want to do movements that develop each component, but also, as I will show, ones that do both simultaneously. The basic step up, and you want to vary the heights. Obviously we're going to get to the point where you can do some really deep step ups that'll give you the glute strength and the hip drive to really climb over high walls, you know, boards, whatever you got to get over, you will. So first the line, you want 90-degree bends in a couple areas, right? Ankle, knee, hip. I'm going to stay tall up top. I'm going to hold the center of my foot and stand up. Squeeze the glute at the top. Make sure the leg doesn't touch unless it has to. And then I want you to push the hips back and control it down slowly. That eccentric component is going to give us the glute and hip strength to help us decelerate in landings and also take pressure off of our knees so we're not going to kill our lower body while we're trying to get up over walls. Once we have that basic strength and eccentric control, you can start doing more explosive fast step ups or even step up switches where I'm here, drive through, switch, okay, push back, gives you that lower body power to get up and get over that wall. Now, the pulling component, pull-ups, they're tough to do. You can do a lot of different grip pull-up options, but in most cases when you're climbing over things, it's an overhand grip, which tends to be the most challenging for a lot of people. So you want to start with just basic hangs. Flex the wrist over a little bit more to really help create external rotation torque in that shoulder. If you can hook the thumb around that inside finger, do it. And then just work on basic hangs. Abs tight, shoulders down, ribs down, squeeze the legs together, make your body one unit. From there, we start doing pull-ups. Raising only as high as you can when the elbows tuck. Don't worry about getting your chin over the bar. Just pull up as high as you can, pain-free. Now we want to start talking about adding legs into the arms, all right? So I'm going to do, don't do that. I'm going to get here, kind of the jumping pull-up concept. So you want to ideally have the bar low enough so that you can get a little bit of bend in the knees to kind of mimic how you would jump over the wall. But I'm locked in, almost like I'm going to do a push press, except it's going to be a push-pull. So I'm driving through the legs, pull up, control down. Dip, drive to those hips and heels, extend through the toes, pull up, kind of work on that pattern. All right, now with the TRX, what I love about this guy, you can get assisted pull-ups going and also have the plyometric component where both lower body and upper body pull are into it. So the basic assist, any sort of suspension training will work. Get that nice deep setup, biceps alongside the ear, position yourself underneath and only using as much as much leg assistance as you need. Pull up, elbows tight to the sides, pause the top, control it down. Pull up, pause the top, control it down. You want to make it a one leg type situation. It's almost like a pistol with a pull-up. I'm locked in, control down, only as much assistance as I need, stay tight, pull up, rock that. The explosive component, I'm here, control down, now drive through those legs, pull up, land soft. Drive, pause, gather yourself. Don't do too much of an endurance emphasis with this because you're climbing over a ton of walls. You want to get over one wall in a serious way. So keep the reps 5 to 10. Go lower end of that and pause between reps to keep it smooth and controlled. Fire through, pull down. I could also do that on one leg. Next, I'm going to show you another option. Here's the other option on a lower bar setup or even parallel bars. To give you that exact feeling like you're close to coming over the wall, we can train that push off to get you separation to be able to get the legs up and climb over. Now, this is a bit challenging on an overhand grip. Obviously, parallel bars seem a little bit easier. Basic dip training is also a good way to do it. Now the dip, I'm going to get locked in here, full extension. The best way to do it is actually with your legs straight and together, so make sure it's actually high enough where you can do this. Prevents hyperextending your lower back. And the key is I keep my forearms vertical. I'm gonna load my pecs and my triceps as I lower, shift, pause, control. You wanna be able to have nice static strength there and stability in the shoulder, and then press up. Now, if you can't get there with the straight dip, we can do assisted dips. So I'm right underneath, kind of that plyometric component, use the legs to get into it. So I'm underneath it, and then basically drive through the hips, stand up, control down. Gather, drive through the hips, stand up, control down. Now even stay up here at the top, you can kind of work on the mobility aspect of how it would be to get your foot up over. The choice is yours, just be careful, make sure it's safe, it's not too high that you fall and hurt yourself. The straight bar option, a little more practical for the race. Again, most things you're climbing over involve this particular grip. So the assisted version, the chest right there, varied height, you can go lower, higher, you can even do some kind of pulling into it, but get an idea of what we're trying to accomplish here. And then I'm gonna push through, extend the arms, control down. Push through, extend the arms, control down. Hardest option, most strength, but once you can do this with the arms only, it's gonna be a lot easier to actually integrate your legs. Climbing walls shouldn't be too difficult when you combine everything we're talking about. It's a basic straight bar muscle up. So I'm gonna get to the top, lock out the arms, and I lower my body down, press up. Keep the elbows tight to the sides, legs in front, push up, super strong triceps. You'll be able to press up over, no problem. Yo, Ann Schuler, the final thing I would do if I was you to get over those walls for that hard charge or adventure race is work what's called the spider pull-up variation. I love it, phenomenal. What it does, obviously the pulling strength, but working on hip mobility at the same time, because again, you've got to be able to pull, climb up, and get those legs high enough to be able to push and propel your lower body to get up over those walls without hurting your back. So we need mobility. What I'm gonna do is set up, and again, I can use any grip. The chin-up grip will probably be the easiest one to start. All right, but I'll show the overhand grip, hook it over, secure the thumb over, keep a slight flexion of that wrist. Start with the hang, and as I pull up, bring the same side knee to opposite elbow, control down, don't shrug those shoulders, keep the elbows tight to the sides. Pause even, I could do both legs, all right, if you really want to challenge yourself, but phenomenal movement that gets the hips open, gets the grip and upper body pulling strength to get up over those walls. Do all these movements, and not only will you be climbing walls, but you'll be climbing to heaven. Take care, and become a free member at streamfit.com today.